All right, guys. Well, we've come to our core value of the day discussion with Brandon. I'm looking forward to hearing your take on this one. We don't just do what's easy, we do what's right. By far the hardest core value, man. Like sometimes, yesterday I just kept on doing the right thing. At the end of the day, I had 22,000 steps. Like I just kept on doing the right thing, right? I'm like, the right thing to do is for me to do this because it needs to be done. I have a busy week. Today's the only day I can do it. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, right? But every choice is a chance to show what you truly stand for. Doing what's right, especially when it's inconvenient, is how you stay aligned with your values. Don't trade your integrity for comfort. Ooh. Big shoes to fill here for you. Want me to read it one more time? What do you think?
No,
right,
I think I got one.
Okay, go.
All right, so I'm going to take this. We don't do what's easy. We do what's right. It's one of my favorite because I think it aligns with my personality a lot and how I live my life of you could always just settle for doing the easy and become complacent and just doing it because it's the easy way to do it.
And no one's going to give you a hard time. Yeah. That's always easy.
As long as it's the thing that I've learned, especially I'll take this into more of a working direction of, so I'm a media creator. And so there's points where if you're creating something and you're not getting any feedback, it kind of becomes stale, but nobody's saying anything. Yeah. So you're not taking it to the next level or pushing yourself. And I think always in your life that you should push yourself to take the next step, if that's in life or in your job or whatever. So that was something that I learned, was to do what's easy isn't always what's right, because doing it easy, when clients are getting things from me or something like that, and they're seeing, and it's just hitting to what they're asking for, it's easy, but it's not pushing me. And I want to always give people the best that I can. So learning that sometimes doing the harder thing is the right thing. It's been so beneficial for my life because it's made me push myself and it's made me only get better. And not just work was the easy example to talk about, but in life I've used it to, all right, I could keep doing this, especially in like a relationship or something. You could be, oh, I'll do this for my significant other. Oh, every Sunday we go out for dinner together.
Nice.
Oh, but you could also add something else onto it. There's always more that you could do that not just easy. Like dinner could be you making dinner instead of taking them out that week. And that's taking it to the next.
That's definitely not easy.
Yeah.
Right. Do you notice when you go above and beyond, try to do what's right, and people are involved in that equation? Like you used your example with people here at work. When they're asking for something, you try to go a little bit more above and beyond that, or you try to get it done quicker than you would have, and maybe put something else as a second priority because you want to help serve them. Do you feel the impact that you're making with them?
Yes, because you feel it, and it's not always direct. Like somebody's not always going to be like, "Oh, thank you for taking that step," but you can tell by, especially in business, people coming back to you, especially on like the freelance side of like, "Oh, recurring work and stuff like that," or even bringing it to TLC, you guys knowing like the style of work and the stuff I can do, and then you're like, oh, we think he can push it. So Scott gives me projects where I have to push myself, and so it's just great to know that like the right thing is always to push yourself to the next level.
Yeah, well, listen, man, like, I mean, I am a true testament of not only do I try to live these core values because I represent the company so often and so publicly, I do not want to be a bad representation of our core values, which is our fiber of what holds everything together, who we are, what we stand for, right? And we love each other, period, and grateful is our mindset, and having fun, we get more work done. And, once you go through all of them, they start to kind of almost get embedded in your mind, right? Like this one is probably the one that's more embedded in my mind than all 7 of them. Okay. So if I'm not at work, and I'm not at home, where's there a good chance that I'm usually at, Brandon?
Home Depot?
Yes. Right. So I'm at Home Depot yesterday and it's raining outside. Okay. And I needed some wood. So I had to get the big orange cart. Not the push cart, right? Like the big orange cart, the ones with all the warning signs on it, no riding and all that stuff, right? Which I used to put my kids in there, by the way. So anyway, so I get the stuff I got to get, right? I load it into my car, my truck. And now I got a choice to make. Now, let me tell you, when I walked in, I was very grateful that those big carts, they're in the aisle already.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to like go get them even
yeah.
on the side or anything. Like, they just have them ready for you. And I was just grateful. I'm like, oh, they got one of those carts right there. I'll just go grab one, right? So anyway, I get back to my car. Maybe you guys have been here before. Put the wood in my truck, right? And there's a cart corral, like not far from where my truck was, right? So I could just take this thing and kind of like drop it off there, you know? I swear to you, I didn't know this was going to be our thing today. I swear to you, I'm like, well, we don't just do what's easy, we do what's right, you know? And I'm going to bring this cart back. The rain was hitting me in the face, right? It wasn't exactly warm either, right? It was a little on the chillier side, you know? And I was tired. But I did it, and I'm not saying this to impress you. I'm saying that because this core value, this community has been ingrained in me, I do that. Not just instinctively, but I actually think about it sometimes, because I thought about like, well, the right thing to do is put this thing in the cart corral. It's right here. It's not that far.
Yeah.
But the more right thing was to replace that cart the way that I found it. Right?
To make the next person
now
who's trying to do what you were doing.
Here's where the other part that this is like when you go from like, you go from high school level to college level of we don't just do what's easy, we do what's right. When I'm in those moments, like taking that big, bulky, orange, heavy cart all the way back to the store in the rain when I don't feel like it, and I'm doing it because we don't just do what's easy, we do what's right, you start to see people that aren't doing that. And when I was, first getting into this mindset, I would see people and say, what a jerk. Doesn't he bring that back? You know? Or man, can't you at least put it in the cart corral? Like, what's up with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I would say it to myself, or else I'd have a bunch of scars and stuff on me.
Getting beat up in the Home Depot parking lot.
But my point is that doesn't bother me anymore either. Like, I'm not doing what's right because I need other people to do it. Hey, if I inspire someone, cool. If I don't inspire someone, that's okay. I have decided that I'm going to do what's right. And do I fail once in a while? Of course I do, you know, but for the most part, again, I live this. I try to live it outside of here, and I try to adopt these core values as part of these core values, by the way, is us.
Yeah.
Right. They interviewed us. They said, what are you guys all about? They interviewed our employees. They interviewed our life changers, even some of our customers. They say, hey, what's TLC mean to you? And they took all this information and they said, hey, here's who you guys are. And I remember the day when the 7 core values were kind of like given to us. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's us. That's so true.
Yeah. And I think that is like a key thing, that these core values are us, because it was the first time that in my, I guess it was my onboarding meeting, that the guy, Ryan, came in and explained exactly to us what the core values were. And that was like the first time that's ever happened to me in an onboarding experience. And now being here almost 3 years now, you definitely tell that like those core values they affected my life very quickly.
Heck yeah.
So,
well, and if they don't affect your life, so here's kind of like the good and the bad of this. So if they don't affect your life, meaning like if you have decided, listen, man, I'm not a, we do what's right type of person, like whatever's easier I want to do, seriously. And by the way, I have no problem with this.
Yeah.
Right. Like seriously, like, but if you're in an organization and one of the core values is we don't just do what's easy, we do what's right, and that's not you, you're eventually going to leave on your own, or you're going to be inspired to leave by someone else. Right. But that's the bad part. The good part is we will continue to attract people that love each other, period, that are grateful. That's their mindset, right? Like they love having fun and getting work done, and they love, doing the right thing, most of the time, and not just always gravitating towards what's easy. Because listen, as a human, it's very easy to gravitate towards the easy.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
But when you're surrounded by a bunch of people who are just savages, right? Like, because that's what so many of you guys are in this building and in this community and in this organization, like hardworking, going the extra mile, driving to Washington, D.C. That's like a 9-hour drive from here.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
not an easy drive.
Who does that? We do that because it's the right thing to do, And again, don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. You're going to get frustrated. And you're gonna be like, well, I'm doing the right thing. How come that person isn't, or she isn't, or they aren't? It's not about that, man. It's like, you just do your part. You know, it kind of reminds me of almost like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard the story of the young boy on the beach, and there's a bunch of starfish that had washed onto the shore. Have you ever heard this story before?
No, I have not.
So there's this young child that we'll call him, like, probably like 7, 8, 9 years old, something like that. He's on this beach, and all these starfish are on the beach, like hundreds and hundreds of starfish, and he's picking them up one at a time and throwing them in the water, and this old guy walks by. Old people are supposed to be wise, right? This old guy walks by and says, hey, kid, like, you're never going to make a difference. Like, there's so many starfish here, you're not going to save them all. And so that kid looks at him and says, to that starfish right there, it made all the difference in the world, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would be easy to walk by and say, hey, like, I'm never going to save all those starfish, but that kid probably saved 50.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was just taking the fish, throwing them back in the water. So, it's a good kind of, I guess, ending to this discussion of, like, if you work off of the opinions of others, you'll never do anything. Right? Follow your heart, man. Like, if you feel like it's the right thing to do, just go do it. You might get chastised for it. You might get ridiculed for it. You might get even made fun of for it. But who cares? Like, really, do the right thing. All right. Anything else, Brandon?
No, I think we're hit off.
All right,
got them
man.
good in the mornings.
All right. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure to be with you guys. Real quick recap. It's Cinco de Mayo today.